88.7 on your dial, as we have got funny cars making their way to the staging lanes as they will be running their first of 3 qualifying rounds. That's 1 qualifier tonight, 2 qualifiers tomorrow. All eliminations taking place on Sunday on the final day of Chaos in the Cornfield at Eddyville Raceway Park. Now, every ticket is a pit pass, so you get the opportunity to take a stroll down Funny Car Alley and meet all the racers in Funny Car and Nitro Chaos. And on the end closest to the staging lanes, the first thing you're going to see is this white over orange Chevy truck with a topper. Might have seen it on TV. That's Farm Truck. We've got Farm Truck and Asian here doing their show with a matchup against the armless Archer, Matthew Stutzman. You saw his car go down the racetrack a little earlier. That top sports machine is squaring off with Farm Truck in what promises to be an excellent match all through the weekend as we celebrate 60 years. The 60-year merchandise available at the Eddy Merch Building. It's a brown building by the Eddy Diner on the pit side of the racetrack. They've got those 60th anniversary wall hangers. They've even got jackets, plus stickers, mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and much, much more. We are looking at about 27 minutes until we go with the small tire test hit, followed by Funny Car, then followed by Nitro Chaos. Your friends ought to be here for a spectacular day 1 of Chaos in the Cornfield at Eddyville Raceway Park, as we have got cars from all across the nation descending upon Eddyville, Iowa, looking to see who is going to take home the trophy, the bucks, the points, the bragging rights. And I assure you that the racers are very intent on taking home a trophy from Eddyville Raceway Park. This is one of those places that people get their Sharpies out and circle the date on their calendar to make sure that they can be at Eddyville Raceway Park. It's such a beautiful facility with track preparation that is exceptional, and you're going to be seeing and experiencing the excitement of jaw-dropping performances as Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos and Small Tire, Farm Truck and Asian, and the Armless Archer square off in battle, along with Victory Performance, Nostalgia Superstock, and a bunch of other categories. It is going to be non-stop racing all weekend long, and you get the chance to be a part of it as Twisted Shifterz 360 Steel bring you Chaos in the Cornfield, presented by Stanke Motorsports. We have got people watching all across the country, even across the pond, even all across the world on Funny Car Chaos on the YouTube channel. We want to say welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoy the racing action and the commentary, as we will have 3 days worth brought to you for free, courtesy of our great sponsors, Competition Cams, Laris Motorsports Insurance, Stamps Family Farms, Spell Paving Services, the Armless Archer, and Mile High Crankshafts. We've got folks watching from all over the place, like Jet Car George, and we're looking forward to seeing when we get to the championship finals up there at Great Lakes Dragaway. And sitting here on the Tower of Power, I can see the funny cars begin to make their way to staging lanes 1 and 2. Small tire cars coming into lanes 3 and 4. The track preparations going on the racetrack, and the fans beginning to find their spot in the grandstands. We have got great food, and I got to tell you, we've been sampling some of it up here in the tower from Prime Country Barbecue. They are set up over there on the pit side of the racetrack. They have got the cheesy potatoes, the mac and cheese, pulled pork nachos, pulled pork tacos. They've got that fresh lemonade. They got a brisket mac dog. They've got brisket, pulled pork, pulled chicken, and grilled ribeye steak sandwiches. If you're not hungry yet, just walk over there, and when you catch a whiff of that smoked meat, I know you're going to want to get yourself some of that at Prime Country Barbecue. We've also got Macy Moo's Food and More, as they have got the fresh squeezed lemonade, original and strawberry lemonade, plus pretzels with cheese, loaded nachos, walk-in tacos, hot dogs, chili cheese dogs, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, and oh yeah, it's Friday night. You can splurge. They've got the double cheeseburger along with soda pop and water over there. It is mouth-watering taste treats. You want to make sure you stay well-fed and hydrated to enjoy all the racing action this weekend. Go by and see them at Macy Moo's Food and More. Set up on the pit side of the racetrack. Anticipation continues to build here at Eddyville Raceway Park as fans getting off work and setting their GPS for Eddyville Raceway Park, making sure that they don't miss any of the action, and there's a lot of it that's going to be happening. We've got some great sponsors, supporters, and fans helping to make this happen at Eddyville Raceway Park. We want to say thanks to Trick Tools out of Pella, Iowa, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Musco Lighting, Everspring Inn and Suites in Oskaloosa, Diggs Rod Shop, and Sinclair Napa Stores. Helping to bring you Chaos in the Cornfield, second annual. And I got to tell you, race fans, last year when Mother Nature put the kibosh on Chaos in the Cornfield, you talk about a lot of folks that were sad to hear that announcement. So having the chance to come back to Eddyville Raceway Park and enjoy the great fans that are part of this community, bring the race cars and put on a great show for you. It has definitely been something that people have been looking forward to with tremendous anticipation. We're going to bring you that great show here tonight at Eddyville. You've had a chance already to see some of the cars that will be racing in Victory Performance Nostalgia Superstock, our box and no box categories, junior dragsters, motorcycles, Sweet Corn Outlaws, and much, much more. It's going to be full of excitement through the weekend at Eddyville Raceway Park. I got a chance to come up here yesterday, and I just couldn't stand to not be here on Thursday for Bubba Corzine's birthday party. And we had a great band here last night. 80 Grit was smoothing off the rough edges on a Thursday night. Chris Schneider brought his Big Ugly and made some great barbecue, set it out for everybody. We had birthday cake and cupcakes. It was a celebration to be sure. And that's how we kicked things off last night. We come in today, everybody gets set up. A lot of the folks that weren't here yesterday made their way to Eddyville on a Friday. They have got their pits set up, their cars unloaded, serviced, and ready to go, and you're going to get a chance to see them for the first time in this three-day spectacular known as Chaos in the Cornfield. We've got a quick performance small tire shootout. It is one of the feature classes here this weekend as they're running for a big 100% payout, as those small tire outlaws will be doing battle. They have been given the option for an optional test run if they'd like to make one just before we go funny car qualifying at straight up 7 o'clock. You have seen the staff down here applying rosin and traction compound. They've got the tractor out there now massaging it into the racing surface so that that friction and the rubber will make the surface so that these racing slicks will adhere to it. There will be a lot of grip, a lot of bite out there on the racetrack so that these high horsepower machines can have their combinations set to put big numbers on the scoreboard at the end of the racetrack here at Eddyville Raceway Park. As we have one round of qualifying tonight, tomorrow it's going to be 2 rounds of qualifying in both Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos. And then we finished it up on Sunday with all the final round eliminations here at Eddyville Raceway Park, and the trophies will be handed out. The big buck payouts will be determined. The points will be tallied, and we will hit the road for another race next weekend down in the Permian Basin as Funny Car Chaos goes to West Texas for the 5th time at the West Texas Nationals out there at Penwell Knights Raceway. But we have certainly got a big race going on this weekend, and coming up in 3 weeks, we're going to be over just across the Mississippi River at Cordova, Illinois, for our Father's Day Spectacular, the Summer Nationals. So your friends should be here this weekend with you. I hope you got your 3-day tickets. as we're racing tonight, all day tomorrow, and then we'll be racing on Sunday as well, as Memorial Day weekend promises to be a beautiful time with some great racing, and we are excited that you've chosen to be a part of it with us. The many sponsors that help make things happen for us at Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos, DMP Awnings, and McKinney Motorsports, title sponsors for the racing series, along with CP Carrillo, Dove Race Fuels, LLC. We'll cover a lot more of that action as we get through the weekend. On the funny car side, Marvin Rodak and Rodak's Coffee and Grills in Fort Worth, Texas. Mike Shalando of Alki Digger in Nashville, Tennessee. And we've even got the Wulff man himself of Wulff Pumps here at Eddyville Raceway Park this weekend. Of course, he's got his name on the C field in Funny Car Chaos competition. High Risk Performance, Laris Motorsports Insurance, Driven Racing Oils, Star Racer Belts, R&M Race Trailers, and the Wizards Warehouse, just a few more of the many sponsors that help to make this series possible here in 2025. Our 2024 champion Shane Lawson, the Man of War Mustang, in the house to attempt to defend his title from 2024. I guarantee he's got a lot of folks that are intent on dethroning him. But I tell you what, it's not going to be one of those lay-down things. You want the championship, you got to come and take it. 2022 champion Kirk Williams from the home state of Iowa. He and the 200 proof team are definitely intent on reclaiming the title. And they've got a brand new car that they assembled in the off-season. They've been going to some races early in the year, and they certainly have seen no decrease in performance. At the front of the staging lanes, you're seeing a couple of great cars that are intent on improving their lot in 2025. You've got Wayne Hoffman in the BDS Blower Drive Services Probe that's going to be coming out first, along with the Penny Pincher Mustang of Keith Zimmerer. They are intent on racing, as some parts gremlins last year sidelined them for a while and kept them out of the points chase, but they are very definitely looking forward to making some big things happen at Eddyville Raceway Park this weekend. Them and a lot more will bring you an unbelievable brand of excitement that the Chaos Series have become known for. As we go racing in Funny Car Chaos for the 57th time, Nitro Chaos for the 13th time. Looks like we've got a couple of cars in the quick tire shootout that have opted for the optional test hit. The funny cars are filling up the staging lanes over there in 1 and 2. They will be followed by Nitro Chaos at the conclusion of their first qualifying round. Of course, Chaos in the Cornfield, one of the 2 races in the season where we have both Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos in the house at the same event. Race fans, I see the staging lanes is full of funny cars as far as I can see from the tower. That is all the way to the bottom of the hill as they are lined up 2 by 2. and they will be taking the racetrack here very shortly. We have got some of our small tire shootout competitors that have come up to lane 3 or 4 to make one of those optional test hits in that 100% payback special event brought to you by Quick Performance, the small tire shootout. Don't forget, every single ticket is a pit pass. You get a chance to go out there and take some pictures and shake hands with Farm Truck, Asian, and Matthew Stutzman, the armless archer. Plus, there's a whole bunch of funny cars and Nitro cars out there as well, plus Victory Performance, Nostalgia Superstock, as we have got the pits just overflowing with race cars and race teams and the people that make it happen for you on a spectacular beginning to a 3-day event, Chaos in the Cornfield at Eddyville Raceway Park. Don't you dare forget to get some of that 60th anniversary merchandise. It's at the Eddy Merch Building on the pit side of the racetrack, right next to the Eddy Diner. That's in this area underneath the trees, close to the staging lanes and behind the pit side grandstands. T-shirts and jackets and wall hangers, mugs and sweatshirts and more available from Eddyville Raceway Park. And of course, we've got Car Chicks and Twisted Shifterz 360 steel set up in the vendor midway. Need some of that quality driven racing oil? They've got it for you as well over at the Burn and Love Funny Car Pit, as Michael Neal has made sure to bring plenty of that liquid gold driven racing oil, the official oil and lubricant of the Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos Championship Tours. As the excitement continues to build, more funny cars showing up, more small tire cars showing up, as the first of 3 qualifiers for the Chaos classes is going to be part of what we bring you here tonight. Now, I know a lot of you have heard of the Street Outlaws group and seen Farm Truck and Asian and the crazy wild things that they do on television, but they are on the property and in the house this weekend, and they're going to be taking on Matthew Stutzman and the Top Sportsman Camaro. You got a chance to see them go down the racetrack just a little bit earlier, but they're going to be squared off through the weekend in a great match here at Eddyville Raceway Park. 60th anniversary celebration underway with Chaos in the Cornfield.
There are innovators, and there are duplicators. Your engine knows the difference. Comp Cam's camshafts are always original designs, from precision engineering to premier manufacturing and unrivaled testing again and again by the most advanced engineering team and equipment in the industry. Buy the original, not an imitation. Copies might look the part, but horsepower doesn't lie. Comp Cams, no comparison.
Check out Twisted Shifterz for the largest selection of made in the USA custom shift knobs and adapters. Made for muscle cars, old and new, hot rods to race cars, and for the big rigs. With our original shift toppers adapter for the air shifters to use any threaded shift knob like the old days. Add custom lettering and logos to make it your own custom shift knob. TwistedShifters.com. We are made in America and we ship worldwide. What can 360 Steel do for you? We make custom steel products made right here in Illinois. Fire pits of all kinds, knockdown styles to take along anywhere. Hold your drinks high with our drink stands while throwing horseshoes or bags. We have a complete line of military to firefighter signs, flags, hats, stickers, and more, along with many styles of decor. Welcome signs and custom clocks to a number of different monograms and signs. Personalized, custom options for your perfect sign. Bare steel or powder coated to last indoors and outdoors. 360steel.com. Spell it out. 360steel.com.
Park. As the sun starts heading for the western horizon, we start sending cars to the starting line, as we have got a pair of our small tire cars. You're going to get a chance to see these cars in action. All right, it's an optional test hit for our small tire category racers. Got a chance to see them a little bit earlier. They're going to bring them up, spool them up, and take them down the racetrack. Clock's on, so you get a chance to see it. And it's going to be Camaro down that Renegade lane to a 4:43. What a way to kick it off. Parachutes in that 177 mile per hour breeze in the shutdown area. And it's 443 to 599. They say less traction, more action with the small tire category cars. And you can see that there was a little spin going on for the Camaro down that right side of the racetrack in the quick performance lane. Twisted Shifterz and 360 Steel. Chaos in the Cornfield, presented by Stanky Motorsports, is underway on Friday night here in Eddyville, America. Well, race fans, I got to tell you, the Chaos community has been looking for this date ever since 2023. We were actually looking for last year's race from that time, but we didn't get to do it. So you talk about a bunch of folks that have been chomping at the bit to come back to Eddyville, America. You can't exit the highway and come over here and come in the gate of this place and not have a big old smile, as the environment is second to none. We are definitely enthusiastic about having made the return. Defending champion Lance Van Houen won the Rodak A field the last time we were here in a final round against Jungle Mike Newkirk. Steve Grabowski got the Alky Digger B field win over Tom Furches in an all-Colorado final. And in the Wulff Pump C field, Hot Rod Herbie, who is here this weekend, got a win over Chuck Lofton, who unfortunately is not here this weekend. In the Nitro Chaos categories, Megan Lingner got a final round victory over the Nitro Funny car of Dale Creasy Jr., and Dale Creasy joined that Dove Racing Fuels 340 Club at this event. In the CP Carrillo B field, James Gifford in the Svengali Funny car got a win over the eventual first champion ever in Nitro Chaos competition, Gary Wheeler. Wheeler is here this weekend, and we are looking forward to 3 rounds of qualifying. One of them is tonight, 2 of them are tomorrow. All final round eliminations on Sunday. We hope you plan to be here for all 3 days, as it is going to be spectacular racing. Nothing like it. You get the chance not only to watch these cars go down the racetrack, but you can go down the racetrack with Proud American Motorsports in their ride dragsters. Plus, warm up Chaos, get a chance to meet Farm Truck and Asian and the Armless Archer. They have got a great match that's going to be taking place this weekend. All that with great food, cold drinks, leaded and unleaded, and plenty of things to help you remember this event. Darren Foster and the great folks at Twisted Shifterz and 360 Steel, they brought a lot of items for you to see over at the vendor midway behind the pit side grandstands. But we are just about ready to kick things off with funny cars. As you can see, the flip top funny cars getting ready to fire up. So, race fans, you're seeing all the folks from the crews. They've come up to the starting line. There's more funny cars down lanes 1 and 2 that has been here in a long, long time. And the first 2 are going to thrill you. as we have got Wayne Hoffman all the way from Connecticut in that Blower Drive Services Ford Probe. Actually, the same car that his father drove in Nitro Funny Car back when he was racing. He's going to be lined up next to the Penny Pincher Mustang from Gainesville, Texas. Keith Zimmerer, using that Will Hanna horsepower to motivate that Mustang down the racetrack. It is go time. It is show time at Eddyville Raceway Park. For those of you on the live stream, once again, welcome to Eddyville Raceway Park. It is time for some funny car chaos as the 60th anniversary celebration, second annual Twisted Shifterz 360 Steel Chaos in the Cornfield, presented by Snakey Motorsports, is underway. Wayne Hoffman, New Preston, Connecticut, 1991 Ford Probe. Lines up next to the Penny Pincher 2008 Ford Mustang bodied machine. A Texas racer, two-time champion in Lone Star Forklift Outlaw Fuel Altered Racing, moved to the world of funny cars last year. Actually moved to funny cars in 2023 after winning 2 championships in Outlaw Fuel Altered in 21 and 22. Just kind of got their feet wet in 23, came out swinging in 2024, but blew up the supercharger and had to stay out for a while. But they are back, swinging for the fences yet again. Wayne Hoffman, Ford Probe Blower Drive Service machine with help from Wulff Pumps, Evergreen Lawn Care, Spell Paving. Lines up next to the Penny Pincher. First, Wayne Hoffman going to go down that left side Renegade Fuels lane to a 441 at 159.57 miles an hour. And you saw the Penny Pincher go up in smoke right at the hit. So not going to be the number that they want, but they will get a number as he does coast down the racetrack. So the race crew will check out that right side quick performance lane as Keith Zimmerer's Mustang coasts towards that first exit down there in the shutdown area. But your first number 1 qualifier, Wayne Hoffman in the Blower Drive Services 91 Probe, goes 441 after a 1 flat 60 foot. Goes 287 to half track at 159 miles an hour down that Renegade Race Fuels lane. So 441 down the Renegade Race Fuels lane for Wayne Hoffman. He's the first one to put up a 4-second elapsed time. Our next pair coming up just could be the first 2 guys to go 3 seconds. They could go side by side 3s if they grab the racetrack and they've got their cars set up right for this racetrack. This place has turned out some big numbers as more than one of the 340 Club members got those numbers here. Bill Bernard, Mile High Crankshafts, the Grinder. He's out of Elizabeth, Colorado, 2014 Chase Copeland chassis funny car. Going to line up with Jim Chase from Bismarck, North Dakota, one of the coolest hot rods in captivity. 1957 Chevy funny car with supercharged fuel-injected Hemi power. He's the guy that's been to 3 final rounds in Funny Car Chaos competition, still looking for that first trip to the winner's circle. The team from Bismarck, North Dakota, been racing Chaos for a good while. Bill Bernard's got a couple of wins under his belt in Funny Car Chaos competition, as he typically likes to get the win when we go to the Texas Motorplexes. He's got a couple of those. He'd like to get one here at Eddyville Raceway Park and add his name to that long, distinguished list of drag racing superstars that made a name for themselves at Eddyville Raceway Park. Across 60 years of drag racing history made right here. North Dakota left side, Colorado right side. If you're looking at them from the back, if you're looking at them on the screen, it's going to be Colorado left side, North Dakota right side. The 57 Chevy Wicked Quick, Bismarck, North Dakota in the pre-stage. The Grinder crew, I don't know if they're having trouble or what, but we've got the car staged. Bill Bernard and his crew. And it's going to be taking out a cone at the middle of the racetrack for Bill Bernard and the Grinder. And tire smoke at the hit for the Wicked Quick. All right, so 469 and 808, but neither, Bill Bernard's time will not count as he took out the timing cone at the middle of the racetrack. So that 469 is not going to count.
Good, you.
Jim Chase set on the starting line way too long and went up in smoke at the hit. Coast through at 59 miles an hour with an 808. So he does get a number on the board, but certainly not the number that they wanted to get down the racetrack under power. So the race crew pressed into action as they've got a timing block to replace at the 3. Remains the number at the top of the list in our qualifying for Funny Car Chaos. Another pair of Mustangs will be the next to go down the racetrack, and they will anticipate the quick fix down there at the 330 mark, the half track point, as they replace that timing cone that got knocked out by the Mustang from Colorado. Three different 8-car classes in the Funny Car Chaos competition. Qualifiers 1 through 8. Once we complete the third round of qualifying tomorrow evening, we'll race in the Rodak Custom Coffee A field. Qualifiers 9 through 16 will race in the Alky Digger B field. And qualifiers 17 through 24 will race in the Wulff Pump C field. There will be 2 categories of Nitro Chaos, DMP Awning Nitro Chaos. Qualifiers 1 through 8 will race in the McKinney Motorsports A field. Qualifiers 7 through 16 will race in the CP Carrillo B field. So you get a chance to see all that qualifying coming up here tonight, as we've got a couple of pair down the racetrack and a bunch more ready to go as we are looking for the all clear from the crew. As
there are innovators and there are duplicators. Your engine knows the difference. Comp Cam's camshafts are always original designs. From precision engineering to premier manufacturing and unrivaled testing again and again by the most advanced engineering team and equipment in the industry. Buy the original, not an imitation. Copies might look the part, but horsepower doesn't lie. Comp Cams, no comparison.
Laris Motorsports Insurance offers drag racers the broadest insurance policies in the industry. Laris Motorsports Insurance was created by racers for racers. Laris insures race cars on and off the track, trailers and equipment. Laris even pays racers contingencies at the fling bracket races. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Laris Motorsports Insurance today.
Friday night qualifying at Chaos in the Cornfield. You can see that the crew is hard at work trying to make sure everything is ready for this next pair of cars to go down the racetrack. Tomorrow, race fans, we want to invite you and encourage you to be out here prior to noon. Starting at 12 noon, we're going to start over here right by the staging lanes. There's a Nitro dragster and a funny car that are going to kick things off for us as we do what we call warm-up chaos. If you've been to the drags before, you know that the cars are fired or are started before they come to the staging lanes, as they want to make sure that everything is in good shape, no runs, no drips, no errors, and they do that in the pits. But we're going to do that in an orchestrated fashion tomorrow starting at noon, and we will do warm-up chaos where we will start at one end of the pits and make our way all the way to the other end of the pits. We'll light up one or two, maybe three at a time, and as they have completed their warm-up process, we'll light up another one and then another one. And then there's about 40 cars in the house, so we will be going from one end to the other. And, of course, we did this back in 2023 when we were here, and it was certainly a blast to experience that, as fans and crews alike would start at one end of the pits and go all the way down to the end as one car after another would light up. It's something you just really need to experience, and that's going to take place starting at high noon tomorrow. And, of course, we've got Farm Truck and Asian in the house, and they are going to be doing a match race with squaring off against the Armless Archer. Matthew Stutzman and his crew have got that incredible 68 Camaro set to go against the Farm Truck Chevy pickup like you've seen on TV. If you haven't had a chance to go by and shake hands and pick up hero cards and have a conversation with Farm Truck and Asian, we want to invite you and encourage you to do that, but I wouldn't do it right now because we've certainly got a lot of funny cars and Nitro cars to go down the racetrack, and you're going to get a chance to see everybody going down the racetrack here tonight. We started off with Test and Tune for our sportsman categories and Victory Performance Nostalgia Super Stock, as we have given you a big preview of what's coming up all day tomorrow and Sunday, as Twisted Shifters and 360 Steel bring you this epic event that everybody loves to come to here at Eddyville Raceway Park. Qualification tomorrow starts at 2 o'clock for funny cars. 7 o'clock will be the third and final qualifier tomorrow. And in Sunday eliminations, 2 p.m. is when we will kick things off with the small tire shootout, going then into funny car and then Nitro Chaos. But it will be a lot of cars going down the racetrack as we are running our sportsman categories with box, no box, foot brake, Sweet Corn Outlaws, Junior Dragsters. We have got Victory Performance Nostalgia Super Stock, and they usually wind up running first one class, and then they split, and they wind up running two classes from that point on. So lots of cars down the racetrack all day long on Sunday, and it'll be a lot of action here coming up tomorrow. You get a chance to go down the racetrack, fans. If you'd like to sign up with Proud American Motorsports, they are set up, and they would be happy to sign you up for a trip down the racetrack in a real dragster at high speed. We've already got a chance to see some of that going on already tonight. So as the race crew gets the okay and indicates that we are good to go, then very shortly we will fire up our next pair.
Ready? Hey, you good? Let's go.
All right, race fans, it's time to get fired up for Brutus. They finished number 5 in the world of funny car chaos racing in 2024, as they have had multiple top 10 and actually multiple top 5 finishes, finishing as high as number 2 in the world of funny car chaos racing. Back a few years ago, this is a team from the Show Me State, and they will show you a good time. That is an absolute fact. Chris Snyder doing the driving in this 1971 Mach 1 Mustang. It's an exact knockoff of the Lou Arrington, Brutus Mach 1 from back in the early 70s. They bring plenty of excitement with them to the racetrack as Justin Craig does the backup guide duties as he dresses the part as the Roman Centurion. Always keeps the crowd on the edge of their seat. And as John Troxel lets his driver know that he's on a solo run, he'll turn it over to him and walk back behind the car. And Chris Schneider is going to see if he can take the number 1 qualifying spot. 441, the number 2. Got the wheels in the air like he just don't care, and he pedals it down the racetrack to a 463 at 121 miles an hour. Chris Schneider down to the 60 feet at 989, so he was cooking and booking early, but you could hear as he was on and off the throttle several different times that the car was experiencing a little loss of traction down there from the mid-range on. But they are certainly anticipating some big-time performances as they are tuned up and ready to fly. They go 463 at 121 miles an hour, but showing a lot of promise down early. Next up, it's going to be Neil Giroux from Illinois and Kirk Williams from Iowa. Our next pair set to go once they get the all clear from the race director. 441, still the number at the top of the charts. Race director says light them up. Neil Giroux from Elizabeth, Illinois brings the Twist and Shout Chevy Beretta up for a run down the Tower Side Renegade Race Fuels lane. Been racing Funny Car Chaos for several years, has got one victory under his belt. The guy on the opposite side of the racetrack is from the home state, Glenwood, Iowa, hometown for the 200 proof team. Kirk Williams takes that pit side lane. And a smoke show has got everybody fired up as we are rolling into this first round of qualifying at Chaos in the Cornfield. Neil Giroux, man, it looks like time for a party as that car was twisted and is shouting. That's a fact. Kirk Williams, the 200 proof machine that they just completed in the offseason. They had a car that has been racing Funny Car Chaos for 4 years. In 4 years, they've never finished worse than second place. They got 3 seconds and a first as they are the champion from 2022 in Funny Car Chaos competition, getting a championship in their second season racing Funny Car Chaos. So Glenwood, Iowa home for the 10-time winner as they are going to take that car down the right side of the racetrack. I'll have lots of stories for you about Team 200 Proof as the weekend goes. He's quick lane Kirk. Brings that beautiful black and blue machine up to the starting line to take on the Beretta of Neil Giroux. Giroux, double bulb. The clutch car on the opposite side of the racetrack will turn on the top bulb. He'll bring up the rim, bring it in. Here we go, this is what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness, throws away a 374 as the car gets out of the groove and takes out the timing cones at the finish line. Kirk Williams on a heck of a run. He goes 969 to the 60-foot, 252 to the half-track point, but the car was moving to the left, and he takes out the timing blocks, so that 374 would have been number 1. Instead, it is DNQ. It's DQ'd there as he goes down the racetrack at over 200 miles an hour. So you got a chance to see that is an accurate number, 3.74 seconds and 201.3 miles an hour. So ain't no doubt there's traction out there as they have just proven that you can go down that right lane in 3.74 seconds at 201 miles an hour, maybe just not all the way down that lane. As Kirk had to wrench that car to the right, and it was saying, not quite yet, Daddy. I am not ready to go, and it goes across and sends some more cones to the boneyard. So the race crew, once again, is going to have to replace some timing cones on the racetrack. Now, on the left side of the racetrack, Neil Giroux, you see a 364 at 222 miles an hour. Yeah, that's the reason for that is because when Kurt took out those cones before the twist and shout Beretta got to the finish line, that stopped the clocks on both sides of the racetrack. So neither one of those numbers will show up on the list. But you could tell that Neil Giroux in his twist and shout car had some good horsepower on tap as he goes 107 to the 60-foot, 305 to the half-track point as he was beginning to see something unraveling up there on the opposite lane, and he was out of the throttle, so we really don't have a clue what the twist and shout car was running at the finish line, because once the blocks went out, that was all she wrote, as the old saying.
Driven Racing Oil's GP1 Nitro 70. Trusted by top engine builders, winning racers, and devoted horsepower enthusiasts across the world. Driven takes legendary base oils, such as the ones from Brantford, Pennsylvania, which comprise our GP1 line. Then, we boost that superior base oil with state-of-the-art additive packages. Driven's GP1 Nitro 70 not only provides anti-wear protection, but can shield cylinders from washout and fuel dilution caused by methanol or nitro-based fuel. Learn more about Driven Racing Oil by following us on Facebook or Instagram at Driven Racing Oil, or shop now at drivenracingoil.com.
McKinney Motorsports is your #1 source for all your chassis needs. McKinney Motorsports is the leading chassis parts supplier and fabricator in nitro drag racing. From custom tanks and fittings, full chassis builds, body mounts, steering components, fasteners, tabs, clamps, composite parts, and much more. Our household name in the racing world guarantees added performance on the track. Join our list of proven winners that spans over 50 years of racing experience.
For over 40 years, Mile High Crankshafts, located in Denver, Colorado, has provided the highest quality crankshaft repair and modification services available and serves all forms of motorsports competition. Whether a precision grind or repair from a catastrophic failure, Mile High Crankshafts understands the attention to detail required to maintain the integrity demanded by high-performance engine builders. Just ask Bill Bernard, driver of the Grinder Funny Car. Call us today at 303-781-6764. Find us on Facebook or visit www.milehighcranks.com.
Musco lighting lights have been turned on. Musco, a big-time supporter of the racing here at Eddyville Raceway Park, and we really appreciate them. And, of course, those lights are going to make sure there's nobody in the dark around here. And it looks like the race crew moving back to their positions of responsibility. Very shortly, we should be giving the signal to fire up, and when that happens, it won't be any secret because you'll hear it as there will be thunder from the pipes. The first of 3 qualifying rounds takes place here on Friday night. There's 2 qualifying rounds tomorrow, so if you haven't already made your plans to be here tomorrow, go ahead and put that on your schedule, as we will kick things off with warm-up chaos at high noon tomorrow, and we will have qualifying starting at 2 p.m. And second qualifier, or which will actually be the third qualifier, starting at 7 o'clock. So whatever time you can get here tomorrow, we are going to be racing all day long. You're going to have plenty of things to see on the racetrack, and of course, there's a lot to see off the racetrack at Eddyville Raceway Park, because every single ticket is a pit pass, and you get the opportunity to experience it all here at Chaos in the Cornfield. Brian Lewis, he made his Funny Car Chaos debut at the Funny Car Chaos Classic at the Texas Motorplex just 3 weeks ago. Wound up in the final round. Belleville, Michigan, home for Steve Tomosic and the Black Iron Motorsports Detroit Tigers Chevy Monza Funny Car. 526 cubic inches of fuel-injected, supercharged, methanol burning heavy. Turning the wheels on that baby. Anytime that car's in the other lane, you better bring your A game, because they know the way to the finish line, and they have proven time and again that they know the way to the winner's circle. So they are locked and loaded. They're taking on the team out of Oklahoma who got to the final round of the Road at Custom Coffee A field in their first attempt at the Texas Motorplex, of all places. Quickest and fastest track in the history of Funny Car Chaos competition. The Detroit Tigers ready. They're looking for Grumpy 2 to bring it up to the starting line. The Mustang body machine is inching that direction. 3 8-car fields on tap for the final rounds of eliminations starting on Sunday at 2 p.m. Into the pre-stage goes Steve Tomosic. 3 bulbs lit as Grumpy 2 goes all the way in. Grumpy keeps it on his side, goes 463, and Steve Tomosic 101 to 60, and off the throttle early, takes it through with a 624. He'll get a number, not the number they're looking for though. Brian Lewis 967 to the 60-foot. 271 to the half-track point, and it was shortly thereafter that he had to get off the throttle, and he coasts through at 112 miles an hour in 4.63 seconds. As those cars make their way towards the exit in the shutdown area here at Eddyville Raceway Park, our next pair get ready to light, and it's going to be side-by-side Vegas. Mike Buchanan and Cody Chatfield bring their machines, the Ombre and the Booze Brothers, getting ready to light up and throw down. This was a call-out situation here, Vega versus Vega. And those of you watching on television, or those of you sitting in the grandstand, you'll see the difference between the 1972 Vega, which is the way the front end looks, and the 1974 Vega, which was the first year they went to the slanted nose Goddard, Kansas, hometown for Mike Buchanan, the Ombre machine. One of the racers that was at the very first Funny Car Chaos event back in 2017 at North Star Dragway. Worked hard to get his car to the racetrack. It was black primer at that point, and he had hardly had time to even get it ready, much less test. But he was there, and he's been a part of Funny Car Chaos since day number 1. And he's got multiple victories on his resume, the Funny Car Chaos competition. 1972, Charlie Thurwinger debuted his supercharged big block Chevy powered Nitro Funny Car on the circuit. He ran that car until he blew the supercharger off at Green Valley Raceway in the spring. And when he came back, the Chevy was gone and the Hemi was put in. But it looked just like that car right there. Mike Buchanan got the approval of Charlie Thurwinger to do the tribute look. And man, he did him proud. I'm telling you, Mike Buchanan's Ombre machine looking good. Cody Chatfield and the Booz Brothers team from Raymore, Alabama, they've got a good-looking machine as well, and they performed flawlessly at the Funny Car Chaos Classic with a great debut. Wheels up rolling, they're both down the middle of the groove, and they're going to get good numbers. They're going to like 431, 173 miles an hour for the Ombre out of Goddard, Kansas. Takes the number 1 spot, shortly loses it to Cody Chatfield, who goes 425 down the right side. So the 441 of Wayne Hoffman was number 1. Cody Chatfield takes number 1 at 425, 163. And right behind him goes Mike Buchanan, 431, 173 miles an hour. That one flat 60-foot, 277 to half track for Cody Chatfield, followed by a 163 mile an hour top end charge at 4.25 seconds. Goes number 1 on your hit parade, Funny Car qualifying. Buchanan goes number 2 at 431, 173 miles an hour. You can see Gary Roushcope very excited about that performance, as that is amongst the quickest runs they've ever made. That might have been their best run. So we have the all clear to fire up our next pair, and it's going to be Twisted Sister, Colin Thomas is going to be taking the tower side lane. And Robbie Massey going to be taking that pit side. Funny Car qualifying the first of 3. We've got 425, 431, and 431, and 441 at the top of the board, top 3. And we now have the Nitro Funny Car of Twisted Sister. Colin Thomas, number 10 in the world in 2024, lines up next to the supercharged top alcohol car over on the pit side of the racetrack. Another one of the Iowa cars, and a past winner in competition here at Eddyville Raceway Park. Elbert, Colorado, Robbie Massey from Iowa. All right, 425, the number to beat. Both cars into the pre-stage. Top alcohol car versus nitro car. Down the racetrack, we've got left side 425, right side 439. Robbie Massey down the right side, a 936 60 foot, as he began to lose traction out there in the mid-range of the track and coasted through with a 439 at 120. Colin Thomas, 102 to 60 feet as he was cooking down the left side with the Nitro Mustang, and he had to pedal as well. And much like he did in the match race up at Amarillo Dragway against the Doc Love machine, he pedaled it right at the finish line and got its speed up to 138.9 instead of just coasting through. Puts a 425 on the board. That will place him top 3 on the qualifying list so far. Of course, with 2 rounds of qualifying tomorrow, under sunny blue skies, the numbers are going to be falling left and right, getting quicker and faster as we have 2 rounds of qualifying tomorrow. But some of these racers, this is their first time to Eddyville Raceway Park. Some of them it's not. But when you come in with the different conditions that exist on a day-to-day basis, it may be that your last combination that you used here is just right, and it might not be. But we definitely have some good performances already down the racetrack, certainly in the low end, as we're seeing those 60-foot times, which is one of the incrementals that the tuners like to look at to see what the car is predicted to do later on. Now, coming up, this is one of the cool stories of the weekend. Jordan Ballou and his family, the Ballou Thunder team from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. They've been to every Funny Car Chaos race there ever was. They're the only ones that can say they did that. And it wasn't looking good for the home team after the last race. If you check out on the All Things Chaos page, you'll see the story. For those that don't know, at the Funny Car Chaos Classic, when Jordan launched at the starting line, looked like an F-18 coming off the deck of the USS Nimitz aircraft carrier. The front end was up in the air. It was like it was going to take off and fly. Well, when that happens, when it comes down, sometimes bad things happen. And bad things happened when he came down. And so the A-arms, the front suspension, were bent down. The frame on the chassis actually dragging the ground. Well, you surely can't race when that's happening. So it caused some damage to their car. So talk about a thrash. The thrash had to be done in order for them to keep their streak alive, but it's very important to them because the fans are very important to them. They made it. More on that story later. But Jordan Ballou, Bartlesville, Oklahoma, taking the car down the racetrack, and of course after you do some welding and finishing the car after the chassis damage that it experienced, there's a reason there's not a car in the other lane is you have to make sure that that car is going to run correctly. So they are down the racetrack, put a 653 on the board, just going half track, making sure that the car is going to work well after all the work that was done. But hats off to Daniel Butheris out in Wichita, Kansas, who did a lot of welding on that car in order to help make it happen. So Russ and Janelle, Dalen and Jordan could be here at this race and keep their streak alive. Then on the way to the racetrack, 15 miles from here, the axle broke on their trailer. We had to have a posse go out from Eddyville Raceway Park to get them up and running so that they could fix the axle on that trailer and they could even make it to the racetrack that last 15 miles. But again, Chaos Nation comes through and they got here. So as Jordan Ballou heads to the exits, we are ready for some more funny cars. And it's going to be a pair of Oklahoma racers that have got some bad to the bone alcohol funny cars. Your 2024 Funny Car Chaos champion comes to us from Coweta, Oklahoma. He's going to be taking that pit side of the racetrack in the quick performance lane. That is fast lane Shane Lawson. On the tower side of the racetrack, the Dodge bodied machine. That's the Thunder and Okie. Tower side of the racetrack in the Renegade Racing Fuels lane, brought to you by WJ Equipment, Quality One Lube and Repair, and TNT Truck Repair, Bob Alberti Jr. He's from Catoosa, Oklahoma. He's driving the Thundering Okie Dodge Challenger. He's got a bad to the bone funny car. And he's got a Funny Car Chaos win under his belt. He would very much like to get this car up towards the top of the qualifying list so that he is racing on Sunday. I really don't expect that to be a problem, as these guys really know their way down the racetrack. Following in his dad's footsteps is Bob Alberti Jr. The Thunder and Okie name been around for 40, 50 years. I'm not sure exactly how long, but a long, long time, and a great family with great racers. Taking on Shane Lawson. He's got the number 1 on the side of that Mustang funny car. Support from Bozeman, Hodge, Smithfield Foods. And they're the champion from 2024 in Funny Car Chaos competition. They got the victory at the championship finals when it came down to the wire. Man of War down the right side, 429, as he's off the throttle early at 120.8 miles an hour. Bob Alberti Jr. had that car kind of jump up and go to the left of the racetrack, and he shuts it down. He'll coast through down the racetrack, but the revs up as he's got a clutch car. When you hear the difference in the sound on these funny cars that are alcohol fueled, some of them will come up to the starting line, they'll turn on the pre-stage bulb, and then they'll bring the revs up to about 6,000. That's what you call a clutch car. They've actually got a clutch in there, and they will bring the car into the position. When the amber flashes, they will dump the clutch. The other cars that don't do that, you'll see them go up just a little bit. They're on the chip. And so they don't bring the revs up before they go into the stage position. So Shane Lawson, a 9.29 60 foot and 255 to the half track point. But as several cars have done so far, once they get into the back end of the racetrack, then they start to have to pedal. And Shane got out of the throttle, does cross the finish line, coasting at 120 miles an hour. The 429 has him top 2, top 3. But there's a lot more there, and you're going to be able to see that as we continue qualification tonight and tomorrow here in day number 1. Chaos in the Cornfield, presented by Twisted Shifterz, 360 Steel, and Stanky Motorsports. So tough break right there for the Thunder and Okie team. Hate seeing that for them, or for anybody for that matter. And we can see funny cars are still in the staging lanes. There's a bunch more yet to go. And we've got Nitro Chaos coming up after them. Nitro Chaos, lanes 1 and 2. All right, so our next pair, it's going to be Hot Rod Herbie, Justin Herbst from North Platte, Nebraska. He's going to be on the left side next to the tower. And on the pit side of the racetrack from Preston, Minnesota, Rick Stockman, 2007 Monte Carlo bodied funny car. How you like Hot Rod Herbie, race fans? That long, smoky burnout, kicks that back end out, does it kind of sideways, bringing that showmanship every time he shows up at the racetrack. And Rick Stockman got his alcohol-fueled machine with the shorter burnout down the pit side of the racetrack. Hot Rod Herbie, runner-up at the Funny Car Chaos Classic a few weeks ago. as he's got the Executioner Corvette from Nebraska, powered by North Platte Kubota. Menser Oil Company, and all kinds of excitement. Four-time winner in Funny Car Chaos competition, Hot Rod Herbie, and the team out of Nebraska. It's the first of three qualifiers in Chaos in the Cornfield, and we are kicking things off for 3 spectacular days of racing. Dove Fuels, Pro Things Apparel, Quick Performance, and Star Racer Belts helping to make it happen this weekend, and a live stream event for all of our friends all over the world. So the Pedal Fest on the way down the racetrack, not the numbers they were going to look for, but they both stay on their side of the stripe. And they both get a number on the board, 542 at 132 miles an hour for Herbie, and 701, 73.2 miles an hour for Rick. All right, under the lights on a Friday night at Eddyville Raceway Park. We've seen everything from junior dragsters and bikes to super stockers and now funny cars. Plus, you're going to get a chance to see the Nitro burners after funny car. But the next set of funny cars coming your way with the Batmobile and the Pony Up. Chris Batty from Stockton, Missouri, brings his machine across the starting line with a long, smoky burnout. Stockton's Hardware and Home, Eagle Machine, and Kenzie Lynn Creations help making sure that the Batmobile is fueled up and ready to take the track. Got a chance to visit with Chris Batty last night at Bubba's birthday party. He's excited about what we may be able to see from them this weekend. They've been doing some testing in the off-season and have had some good results, including a match race victory down in Arkansas earlier in the year. All right, so they'll push the Pony Up car back, and it'll be a solo shot down the Renegade Race Fuels lane.
We're good.
Chris Batty. +500 cubic inches underneath the hood of that funny car. Got his first Funny Car Chaos victory up the way at Cordova. He brings that car into the pre-stage. He's going by himself. So the car goes insta-spin twice. Both parachutes in the breeze at the top end of the racetrack. He was going 158 miles an hour. A 571, 158.67 miles an hour. The car was flying. It was the third hit when he hooked up. As the view from the back where I'm sitting, the car looked like it was doing a burnout, just insta-spin. Now the Pony Up Mustang, they've got it going well, 463, 149.8 miles an hour. So Danny Mann gets a good number on the board in the Pony Up Mach 1. So next up, we've got Springfield, Missouri and Senatobia, Mississippi represented. On the tower side of the racetrack in the Chevy Nova bodied machine, That is Lee Lovell. And over on the pit side of the racetrack in the quick performance lane, the 1969 Chevy Camaro bodied funny car. That is the Gambler of Casey Giesland. Well, you can hear two cars running, then you could just hear one, and the Gambler loses fire. But the fire is lit. For Lee Lovell, he'll bring his Hemi-powered Chevy Nova up for a run down this Tower Side Renegade Race Fuels lane. Lee Lovell with a good performance at the Funny Car Chaos Classic 3 weeks ago has his Chevy Nova machine in the reverse gear and heading back for the starting line. So one car down the racetrack as his scheduled opponent lost fire in the Gambler funny car. So Lee Lovell brings his machine, his Hemi-powered machine, back. He'll get the car into the forward gear. He's moving towards the starting line now. 24 cars will be in first round eliminations according to the schedule, as we'll run Rodak A field, Alky Digger B field, and Wulff Pump C field. Look at this, Lovell down that left side to a 420, 153.11 miles an hour. 989 to 60 feet and 272 to the half-track point, but you could see that car accelerating. He was using all of the groove as it was drifting a little bit to the left as he got to the finish line, but feathers it down there just right and puts a 420 on the board, 153 miles an hour. So a good run right there for Lee Lovell and that team from Springfield, Missouri, showing out from the Show Me State. And the Gambler pushes back. We do know that they have the opportunity, if they can get the car ready and have it in position to go down the racetrack before this qualification round comes to a conclusion, they can take a tree. Next up is going to be the defending champion of Chaos in the Cornfield, Lance Van Allen and his team from Rhinebeck, Iowa, as their Camaro body funny car was the last man standing in the Rodak Custom Coffee A field at Chaos in the Cornfield 2023. It's one of the quickest, fastest cars on the property this weekend, bar none, and they're going to be making their first qualification run down that same left side Renegade Race Fuels lane that Lee Lovell just took the #1 qualifying position in. He's going to be running the 57 Chevy from Indiana, the Must Be Nice machine of Justin Malott. '57 Chevy body funny car from Paragon, Indiana. The Breaking the Law racing team, Breaking the Law construction, Impact Racing, Driven Racing Oil, high risk performance tuned funny car of Justin Malott, getting ready to try on that pit side lane. Lance Van Allen from Rhinebeck, Indiana, defending champion in the Rodak A field from 2023. Very popular win for the home state fans here at Eddyville Raceway Park at Chaos in the Cornfield version number 1. So a great looking pair of great running funny cars getting their first try in 2025 at Chaos in the Cornfield. Just about ready. 4 months left. Here we go. Justin Malott pedals it, and he manages a 468, 135.7 down that right side lane. Lance Van Allen has the car spin right at the beginning. His 772 not going to be representative of what they're expecting this weekend, and not what they're going to get tomorrow, but they do get a number on the board.
What's up, Eddyville? We got the farm truck in the staging lanes up against your hometown hero, the armless archer, Mr. Matt Stutzman. Obviously, we ain't got enough for him here. He's been kind enough to give us, we're going to get the handicap this time. How about that? Going to give us a 2.5 seconds. He been talking smack all weekend, so, you know, we're not going to pull any punches on this guy. He can take a hit. He got thick skin. So he's obviously in a car calling us out faster. What does that car run? 290s? I don't know. I never seen it go. He got a little bit younger, a little less experience. Farm truck's got, you know, he's got age on his side. He got that seat time that's going to play to his advantage. But a 1.5 seconds, I'm not sure that's going to be quite enough. If Stutzman made a test pass here a little bit earlier, got a little sloppy, hit the tire hard, made the car unload. Hey, you know, I don't want to see him get in trouble, but I kind of hope that happens again, you know what I'm saying? So, he's back there, they're suited and booted. We've made our arrangements. I don't know whatever bets they got going on, but this is going to be the first of a few. If he can keep the car together and the truck stays together, we're going to be racing all weekend long. We appreciate you having us. Iowa, one heck of a state, man. You guys are amazing. It's incredible. Many of y'all don't know my family is from Iowa. All right, it's a 4-letter word with 3 syllables. Iowa. All right, spent a lot of my childhood here. Probably going to hell for every lightning bug we ever put in a jar. Y'all are guilty of that. Don't act like you're not. They're gonna get. You're gonna put some heat in that motor. Let's see if the farm truck still got what it takes a little bit. 8 hours north of Oklahoma City. All the way up here ain't too bad of a drive. We got a little break of the weather. It's hot. Your winters ain't easy on these cars, I'll tell you what. It takes about 10 years off of a car's life expectancy, but also rust weighs less than carbon fiber, so we don't trust y'all around here. Got a bunch of sleepers. You can always tell an Iowa car from another. Farm truck could technically go, oh, look at that, we're gonna race the tractor. Tractor against Matt Stutzman, right here. This is an Iowa race right here. Sweepster. You know what I'm saying, I don't mind it. Place your bets. I'm gonna get on this tractor right here. I ain't doing that. Is it a clutch? It's good to go, dude. I wouldn't mind that. What are they gonna? They might not even need them. That might be a little premature right there, a little premature John Deere, you know? I'm sorry, bro. I will. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. Yes, you're right, sir. I'm hearing you. I hear you. I want to go too. I get it. I get it. We didn't put that there. Okay, we did not. We ain't been down there yet. You know what I'm saying? Yep. All that oil You know, it comes from Texas. And, you know, Iowa, a lot of people say, you know, all that black gold is all that's left for the automotive industry, while y'all are out here growing corn, and y'all are like, hold here and watch this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could supply the rest of the racing industry for the rest of us. Nobody talks about that. Everybody said, we've been to Australia. Everybody says they got the biggest spiders in the world. Nobody's ever run through a corn maze at 9 p.m. and ran into one of them yellow and black long-legged bastards. That's as bad as it gets. That's arachnophobia. That's how I got it. That's how I got it. It'll never go back. I always thought corn mazes were a natural formation, like crop circles. Who says they're not? I never see them make them. Is it aliens? Aliens make corn mazes? What, alien? All right. Well, you know, I mean, that's a play on words. You know, I mean, my dad from Iowa, my mom, Taiwan, so I'm technically Iowanese. You know what I'm saying? It's there. It's there. It's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't very any Asians in the crowd. That's what I'm saying. They gotta move out. They gotta get out. They don't want to work this hard. They just don't. Not a single one. I think your Asian population is 1.6%. I don't know what. I haven't seen a single one this whole time. I've seen 2 colors here. That's it. Who's this guy? What do you do? Where's this guy over here? Who's got the pipes? Where you at? There you are. All right. I just want to see you. You're white. I got it. I got it, dude. I got it. We're batting 1,000. What do you do? What do you do for work? When did you get out? When did you get out? When did you get? I get it. Is the missus with you? That's not what I asked. No, I got it. Is the missus with you? All right, you ain't. I guess this is his day. This is his day. I get it. I get it. You're gonna get yours. Oh, anniversary? All right, give him a round of applause. Anniversary right there. Spending it right here. All right, Eddyville Raceway Park. What'd you get her? A pack of popcorn? Or is that you? What'd you get her? It's Iowa corn. You got her that Iowa corn. It ain't imported. It ain't imported, baby. That's that homegrown. That's that medicinal. That's that medicinal corn, huh? Where y'all going? Where y'all going? Is that active bladder? Is that what that is? All right, legs are asleep. I get it. I hear you. I like that guy in the maroon shirt there, he little security. Security. Get that guy. Yeah, what are you, 6'6"? God damn. I'm 5'5", bro. Don't get close. Yeah. There's a couple sharing. They'll shoot you. I love you too. Damn. He came out the womb like that. That's scary. Shoot. Y'all got any corn over here? You got Willie Nelson? Dude, it looks like you straight off an album cover right there, son. Yeah. Yeah, you got that. We won't say, you got that CBD? Yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah, all right. All right, you're wearing it. You got your tour bus out front. I hear you. Yeah, I knew it. I guess that goes all the way down. I don't know who did that. We're going to have to talk to them. What a beautiful facility you guys have here. Easy to stand on the starting line, you know. You guys clean it up real nice. It wasn't too bad. The benches are metal, but you ain't going to be burning up in them, so that ain't too bad. Nicer than anything we have in Oklahoma City, I'll tell you that. It's nice. This is nice. I don't know who cuts this grass, but they love what they're doing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I didn't even get to flag it. He is not happy. He's not happy. Don't talk to him right now. He's not. Oh, look at this track photography. Dude, you seen it all. Look at this guy. Damn, dude. You got musket balls stuck in that camera. Damn, bro. Holy crap, dude. I'm going to need you to crawl back on that $5 bill if you're not careful. Bro, damn. He got eagle eye right here. How long can you shoot? How far can you shoot all the way down to that truck? Can you get that truck in perfect view? You can't even hear it. Oh, there's no film in it. There's no film in it. You ain't even got. He's just out here faking it. He ain't got no gas in it. Is that what you said? It's all good. That's gasoline. That's a gasoline-powered Nikon. I get it. Oh, you're a Canon guy. Oh, that's like Ford Chevy, isn't it? You know, that's sacrilegious to a photographer. How long you been shooting photos, sir?
30.
Damn, 34 years. All right. You've seen it all?
I love this place. I love it.
You love this place.
Yes, I do.
You from Iowa?
New London.
All right, give this.
70 miles.
What's your name? What's your name, sir?
Pardon?
What's your name?
Chet Payne.
Chet Payne. That you are, sir. Give this man a round of applause. Capturing every moment, every weekend for 34 years. He got pictures of you and you don't eat. This man will watch you eat dinner, let me tell you. All right? You wanted me to eat that? You want me to eat that? If I break out in hives, I'll tell you what, if I start seeing different colors, I'm going to get y'all. You want me to eat that? All right, dude. Is this Iowa corn? All right, I'm going to carry this with me. Hey. Damn, dude. I'm going to sleep with this tonight. You got to eat it? It's got a hole in it. Oh, you got two of them, right? Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to prize this. I don't know how much nutritional value this has, but I know how much of it I'm going to eat. I'm taking this with me. All right, they're bribing over here. I'm gonna put this in the farm truck. I'm gonna let that corn ride it out. I don't want to forget it. Give me a second. I'm gonna tuck it in. It's gonna wear a 5-point harness all the way down. No, you don't get none. If this is open, I got 4,632 pieces of corn in here. If you ain't,
Let that popcorn ride with me.
you want it?
Yeah.
All right. It was a gift.
Thank you.
There's a hole in it.
There are innovators, and there are duplicators. Your engine knows the difference. Comp Cam's camshafts are always original designs, from precision engineering to premier manufacturing and unrivaled testing again and again by the most advanced engineering team and equipment in the industry. Buy the original, not an imitation. Copies might look the part, but horsepower doesn't lie. Comp Cams, no comparison.
Spell Paving Services provides professional customer service and performance for your next industrial or large-scale private paving project. From parking lots, roads and driveways, to seal coat, chip seal, concrete and asphalt, there's no job too big for the team at Spell Paving Services. Serving a 500-mile radius from Dallas-Fort Worth, Spell Paving Services has you covered. Call 214-384-3056 to get a competitive quote today and tell them the Chaos sent you.
Yeah, my toes are falling off. I ain't riding that nitrous chair anymore. It's over, sir. It's over. Yeah. I'm not even the same Asian. They've replaced me 8 years ago. That's it. They can clone us now. It's simple. Yes, sir. How's it looking? Not good. Not good. That's our lane. That's our lane. When the fire department don't give you no, oh, here we go, I'm in trouble. No. They got free stuff over there. They got free stuff over there. If I wore that, would y'all take my free stuff? I know, little Debbie would. All right. All right, it's easy going over here. Damn, we got church. We got the hot coffee, donuts. Hell, Chris, fire up the band. They're giving it away. That neon green's hard to miss, but you men are going to do your best fighting for your life over here. How about this gentleman right in the middle? Axe murderer. Right there. With the hat. Yeah, I got you. What you got? Don't reach into your pocket, sir. Keep your hands where I can see them. We can't compete, y'all. We just can't compete. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm 5'5" and male. There we go. One more pass. That John Deere 5225 is hooking it up. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. All right, we're going to spin that roulette wheel one more time. All right. We're gonna ask Mr. Mop how it's looking. Mr. Mop. How's it? Yep. Not good. Not good. I can't get them. They won't. I gotta get a skirt. I gotta get a skirt. He would talk to me. I promise you. They'd want me mopping. If I had, no sir, I don't have a skirt. I ain't got that. I'm Paul. You're doing a great job, sir. I appreciate you. Let's give this this track a round of applause here for trying to take care of us, get the show on the road. I appreciate y'all, man. Heck of a team. They've kept it together. Y'all brought the little ones. She ain't even asleep yet. No naps. They ain't been a single nap, right? Right over here. She ain't got no nap. Don't need it. Don't need it. Farmageddon, who was that? Who did the Farmageddon thing? Oh, there we go, all the way in the middle. All right, you're doing your own wave. You're doing your own wave. I appreciate that very much. Was that y'all? Or you just taking credit for it? Okay, you got it. You handled it. I got you. All right. All right, he coming back by, y'all. He coming back by. He gonna get that grease. Oh, we're looking good. Oh, he can't stop it. He ain't got no brakes. He ain't got no brakes. Yeah, tell the man. I ain't gonna tell him. All right, maybe he's gonna leave us. Maybe he's gonna leave us alone. Maybe, we don't know. I don't work here. Nope. We don't know. Maybe somebody. Maybe he just can't stop it, you know? Maybe we're supposed to be helping him, and it's actually running away from him, you know? He might be in full panic mode right now. Might have had some of that Iowa CBD. And time has just stood still for that poor man. Farms are going to have to put more heat in it. We have to renegotiate this race. Stutzman can't. He's not allowed to do no burnout. No burnout. You got to take the door. No, I'm making it up as I go. I get it. You got to support your side, but I'm going to do my best to fight for a win here. No burnout. Take the doors off. 2 tennis balls in the intake. I want to keep it safe, but I definitely want it to not win. I get it. I get it. Parachutes, just let them out early, you know? So let's put more air in the tires, okay? All right? It's going to be bad. We'll probably just leave if Farm Truck loses. Probably just pack it up. It won't be that bad. It won't be, hey, you know? I mean, look at it. We don't even know what kind of car it is. You know what I'm saying? I'd actually bet against Farm Truck right now. I'd actually take any bets. Who wants to bet? Whoever's betting for Farm Truck, I'll bet you. $20 on that side. $20 on that side that Farm Truck loses. I told you what I'm gonna do. $20 that Farm Truck loses. I'm saying Farm Truck loses, and you're saying $20 that he's gonna win. I'm not gonna. I don't trust you. $100. 100. But you telling me I ain't got no money, but you say you won't bump your bet to $100? Dang, bro. Let him hang, homie. All right. All right. I hear you. Here we go. How about we make a gentleman bet? You saying Stutzman wins? $20. I got you, homie. All right. That's an Iowa handshake right there. I hear you, homie. You're a Packer fan? I don't know what that means. I hear you, boss. Put my earplugs in. Little more H2O in the water box. All right, let's kick the tires, light the fire, see who gets this first race. Eddyville, Iowa. We're gonna let Stutzman get it hot and heavy. Let's see if he can even do a burnout. All right, Farm's gonna get a 1.5 head start. I'm gonna put the camera tail back down. It's been broken for years. We're gonna do one more. A little technical difficulty. It don't like the elevation here. Trying something a little different. All right, getting a little heat out of that bottom. All right, Farm Truck. You're gonna get a 1.5. Here we go. Matt Stutzman, armless archer, hometown hero, courtesy staging, Farm Truck in the left lane, Matt in the right. Let's see who gets it this evening. Oh, Farm Truck gets it. Hey, looks like Matt made a hit, but he gave him that 2.5 head start. I'd have to imagine that negotiations are going to change a little bit. You're a gentleman. One second, let me put down this microphone. I'll tell you what, because you were willing to step up and make this bet, I'll sign this 20. That way I know it's yours and mine. We're business partners now. And if you'll be a gentleman again tomorrow, we'll bid again. All right, buddy. Deal. Yes, sir. And I appreciate you guys. We'll be here the rest of the evening. What an amazing place to be for the weekend, Iowa. We love you. We'll see you all weekend long, including tonight.
What a match. Farm Truck takes the first go as they were both cooking and booking as they got down the racetrack really fine. So you can look forward to some more of that this weekend as we have Farm Truck and Asian taking on the armless archer Matthew Stutzman as the performances were outstanding on both sides of the racetrack. Coming up, race fans, it's going to be Nitro Chaos as we go first round qualifying in the Nitro categories. First pair out is going to be a AA fuel dragster and a AA funny car. A pair of teams that have performed flawlessly through the season so far, and they are both looking to add their names to the 2025 winners list. With a big win here at Chaos in the Cornfield. Tower side of the racetrack, Brian Inoue from Cincinnati, Ohio, has the frantic fueler fired up and ready to go. His opponent on the other side of the racetrack, Dave Hill from Valparaiso, Indiana. Tell you, the live stream crowd are bringing their enthusiasm from points all across the globe, like El Paso, Texas, where Denny Haynes is watching. As that military family has served the country well, and they love drag racing. Wish you were here in person, brother, but I know we're going to see you soon. First pair down the racetrack in Nitro Chaos. We've seen some good performances. We've seen some peddling going on in the funny car category as we have these next two Nitro burners on a Friday night under the lights at Eddyville Raceway Park here in the heartland of America. Mad Max turns it over to her father-in-law, Dave Hill, as he gets the Mustang into the pre-stage down in stage. Candles are lit, and at the top end of the racetrack, 200.6 miles an hour. Brian Inoue goes to number one down the racetrack, 995 to half track and 254 to gets it done. Put the Dave Hill the throttle a little bit early as he was coasting at 133 miles an hour across the finish line as he was his hands full at the top end of the 60 foot and a 256 to the half point. So if you thought it looked like they were side by side down the racetrack, you were spot on. Nothing wrong with your vision. But Brian Inoue goes number one with the first pair down the racetrack. The quickest run of the night, 373 at 200.6 miles an hour. They had that car dialed in and on go, and they got it done in a big-time fashion. So the race crew on the way, checking things out in the shutdown area as the fueler goes across the finish line at 200 miles an hour in 3.73 seconds to take that #1 spot. And the Mustang was heading very close to that center stripe. Race crew at the finish line, making sure that we are good to go back to racing. But that's a great way to kick things off with a 3.73 second elapsed time for the frantic fueler. Brian Inoue would like to add to his list of Nitro Chaos victories, as he's one of those guys with one of those victories. This is the 13th time there's been a Nitro Chaos event. We want to say thanks to our good friend Dean Dubbin at DMP Awning for his ongoing and continued support. Got a chance to talk to him at our last race as we were on the phone talking with him, and he sends his greetings to everybody in the world of Nitro Chaos competition. Delighted to be a part of all the action that takes place in the Nitro Chaos series. So once we get the all clear, we've got some more Nitro cars ready to go down the racetrack. The fuel altered and the Nitro Pro Mod will be coming your way just as soon as we get the all clear. But kicking it off right with 373, going to be a tough number to top. But there's some cars out there that certainly have the potential to make that happen. Like Mad Maxine and the sweetheart of the rodeo out there at the center stripe on the racetrack, getting some pictures made. A lot of folks going to be asking for pictures through the weekend, as part of the chaos magic is the backup girls and the backup guys as they bring the show to the fans, and that's definitely one of the things that keeps it exciting. Hey, race fans, don't you dare forget, we've got some great items for you over on the vendor midway. The Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos merchandise trailer. They have got great pricing on some great products. They got t-shirts, hats, and hoodies. Of course, when the sun goes down at Eddyville, America, that hoodie might, if you didn't bring something with sleeves, that hoodie is probably going to be something you're going to want to get. But they've got great prices on great items. And not only do they have apparel, but they have got ear protection, shot glasses, jewelry, die-cast cars, and Hot Wheels. For if you brought the family to this family-friendly event, the kiddos looking for something to do, they've got those $3 Hot Wheels down there. And at that price, you can get a whole bunch of them and fill up your very own staging lanes.
There are innovators, and there are duplicators. Your engine knows the difference. Comp Cam's camshafts are always original designs, from precision engineering to premier manufacturing and unrivaled testing again and again by the most advanced engineering team and equipment in the industry. Buy the original, not an imitation. Copies might look the part, but horsepower doesn't lie. Comp Cams, no comparison.
Well, I was just like so many of the racers and so many of the race fans last night at the gathering for Bubba Corzine's birthday party. Had the opportunity to make some new friends from the state of Wisconsin. Got a chance to find out all about the Packers and their experiences as they have been going to the races for 7 years together, and had a good time visiting with them last night. And they are camped out with along with a lot of others. Myself, I made a 765-mile drive yesterday. My new-to-me vehicle, a GMC that I call Cornelius. He's a Yukon Denali, and I call him Cornelius, Yukon Cornelius. Get it? And so we had a 765-mile-per-hour, 765-mile trip to Eddyville Raceway Park. Got a chance to pass by Wichita, Kansas, and just before you get to Wichita, Kansas, when you're coming from Texas, you pass a town called Wellington. I know that there's probably some folks at Travel and Smoke Barbecue in Wellington, Kansas, that have got the live stream on. We want to say hello to all of you out there in Kansas. This live stream brought to you courtesy of our great friends and supporters at Comp Cams, Laris Motorsports Insurance, the Armless Archer, Mile High Crankshafts, Steve Stamps and Stamps Family Farms, and Fred Spell of Spell Paving Services, brought to you absolutely free on the Funny Car Chaos YouTube channel. So all of you who are tuning in, we are happy to have you joining us. Good folks like Ricky and Teresa Neal down in Walls, Mississippi. Happy to have y'all joining us. Wish you could have been here in person, but since you can't be, the live stream is definitely something great to be able to take advantage of. So the race crew is hard at it in the shutdown area, as they have got a little bit more work to do. You see the timing blocks getting a real workout tonight. But a 3.73 second elapsed time at 200.6 miles an hour is definitely a good number to start with for Brian and Owe and the Frantic Fueler and Nitro Chaos. They have come out and put a big number on the board right off the bat. So race fans, as you may have heard, every single ticket at Eddyville Raceway Park is a pit pass. And when we finish racing here tonight, you get the opportunity to stroll down Funny Car Alley and Nitro Alley and experience some of the magic that takes place at Chaos in the Cornfield, as we've got our live stream coming to you. For all of you who are watching, happy to have you up here in the tower here for a few minutes, and we will be back to racing as soon as we can. But man, we have filled the place with hot rods. We've got some great vendors, and the cars down the racetrack, it's been nonstop all day. Tomorrow and Sunday, as we go 3 days this time, it's going to be phenomenal, and we're glad to have each one of you joining us. Thanks for being here, and thanks to our sponsors for making it happen. Lee, great to see you, my friend. Happy to have you back in the house. So Nitro Chaos cars are out there in lanes 1 and 2. Race fans, you get the chance to go by and see them up close, personal, pick up those hero cards, and get a chance to meet the drivers and the crews, find out how they do what they do, and a variety of automobiles like you won't see anyplace else. Anything from a street legal nitro machine, fuel altereds, nitro pro-mods, slingshot dragsters, and AA fuel altereds. They're all here, and they're going to be going head-to-head in competition as we will continue qualifying just as soon as the race crew says we are good to go at the top end of the racetrack. So we want to say a big word of thanks to Darren Foster from Twisted Shifterz and 360 Steel. If you haven't already been to their display over in the vendor midway, go by and see them. They've got some of that cool stuff that they create. And every time I'm on the highway, I can't help but think of Twisted Shifterz. You know, Darren Foster used to drive those big 18-wheelers, and I can just imagine him pulling up to the truck stop with one of those low-slung Peterbilts with the light show, jumping out of that cab. And of course, if you look in the cab, one of the things that you definitely will see on one of those big rigs, one of those large cars that's putting on a show down the interstates of America, is a custom shift knob from Twisted Shifterz. They are the ones that make that possible for truckers all across the nation. I know there's a bunch of truckers watching us on the live stream tonight. Probably a good bunch of truckers that are here in the house at Eddyville Raceway Park this weekend. And thanks for you doing what you do. We've got Chaos superfan Michael Spitzer in the house, and he's brought some added bonus money for some of our racers, and it's always a thrill to see Michael, as he's been a Chaos fan since back in the beginning. And he puts his money where his love is. And we're happy to have superfan Michael Spitzer adding some extra magic to Chaos in the Cornfield 2025. So the staff at Eddyville Raceway Park makes short work of the cleanup, and we are ready to go back to it as the fires are lit in our next pair. It's going to be Andy Famous. Andy's out of Dundee, Iowa. The Business Network, Ace Body Shop, Tom Fangman Engine and Machine, 69 Chevy Camaro with a Nitro Hemi under the hood. Takes that right side quick performance lane. And his opposition in this qualifying run, James Gilliland, comes to us fresh off a victory at the Texas Motorplex at the Funny Car Chaos Classic, having got that final win light of the weekend in his and Dale Wilkins' Psycho 2 AA fuel altered. James from Juan, Oklahoma, right there on the Oklahoma-Kansas line, just south of Coffeyville, where they race in the streets, you know. They would like nothing better than to add to their points lead as they come into this race sitting on top of the DMP Awning Nitro Chaos Championship Tour points list. All right. Bad Maxine backs up Fanglin's Nitro Pro Mod. The Camaro trying to find that first infrared as the Psycho 2 is ready to go. Top bulbs lit, 4 bulbs lit. Pro Mod pedals it at the half-track point, goes 432 at 150 miles an hour. And the Psycho 2 AA fuel altered experience is something that several cars have, is a case of the spins at the starting line. So 2 more qualification runs tomorrow, and just about everybody going to need it. But Andy Fangman, 105 to 60 feet and 283 to half-track. A 4.32 second elapsed time at 150.75 miles an hour will place them number 2 on the qualifying list in DMP Awning Nitro Chaos. Gonna be AA Fuel Dragster and AA Fuel Altered coming your way next, as 2023 champion in DMP Awning Nitro Chaos Gary Wheeler will bring that Grand Prix Autosports AA Fuel Dragster to the starting line on the tower side in the Renegade Race Fuels lane. Next to John Umlauf out of Rolla, Missouri, the Mass Chaos AA Fuel Altered finished number 2 in the world of Nitro Chaos in 2024 with a victory at the championship finals down at Havana, Illinois. Gary Wheeler, the first ever champion in Nitro Chaos competition. Believe it or not, he did that, and he is still looking for his first trip to the winner's circle. But he put a whole string of runner-up and strong qualification performances together in 2023, and at the final race of the season, back at Pine Valley Raceway, was able to close the deal and claim the championship. John Umlauf Jr. from Rolla, Missouri has had plenty of success at Eddyville Raceway Park as that Fiat body machine with 500 cubic inches of Alan Johnson Performance Engineering Hemi. has taken the measure of all comers in previous events at Eddyville Raceway Park. So don't be surprised if you see big numbers on those scoreboards at the conclusion of this qualifying run. The Oklahoma car into the pre-stage. The Missouri car inching forward. They are just about to turn it over to the driver. And they do. John Umlauf into the pre-stage. They were right there. No delays. And we go to the high side, and we go to the stage. A little pedaling out there about the half-track point of the dragster with a 431 at 124 miles an hour. And the Alter 503 at 90.13 miles an hour. When the lights are out, when the lights are on and the sun goes down, the header flames coming up from these nitro burning machines, I mean, it will rock your world, and it's rocking us here at Eddyville on a Friday night under the lights. So Umlauf 926 to 60 foot, Wheeler 995 to 60 foot. So the incremental's very good on both sides of the racetrack. Once they got down to the half-track point, you could see the pedaling begin, which is easy to tell not only from your ears, but from your eyes, as you can see the candles go out, then back on, then out, then on, and eventually you have to stay out of the throttle, and they do that and coast across the finish line. But a 431, 124 miles an hour, not going to be a bad way to come out of tonight for the Grand Prix Autosports dragster. John Umlauf and team just a few clicks behind with a 503. But that 90-mile-per-hour speed indicates that they were very definitely coasting for a lot of the race track. So the 373 remains on top of the qualification list. The Frantic Fueler team really showed out on that run as they took the first pair down the racetrack to the #1 qualifying spot with the quickest run of the weekend so far. We anticipate a lot of great performances tomorrow and even some great performances tonight. We certainly have seen some good runs as we are coming up next with the Green Machine, the street legal street fuel coupe from the state of Wisconsin. We're going to get a chance to talk with this gentleman coming up in a little bit later. This is one of those cars, it's so unique. He could actually drive it to the racetrack, switch it over to nitro and race, switch it back to gasoline and drive home. It has got radiator and cooling system in there underneath the trunk. Everything about it is fully functional. And he had some trouble at the Funny Car Chaos Classic a few weeks ago and had to repair part of the drive line, but he came out and made a run once it was all over. And he opened a lot of eyes, including his own, with what may have been the quickest, fastest run that Brian Coleman has ever made in that 31 Chrysler Coupe, the street fuel coupe, the Green Machine. Roger Lechtenberg, Cedar Falls, Iowa. Now, if you've attended races at Eddyville Raceway Park for any length of time at all, you know the name Radar. Radar Lechtenberg from Cedar Falls, Iowa, a home state racer with a lot of experience, a lot of success on this racetrack and on a lot of other racetracks. The AA fuel altered from the home state has been as far as the final round in Nitro Chaos competition at this very racetrack. Nitro Madness, the name of the car. Excitement, the name of the game. They bring it in purple, they bring it in back. Radar hits the throttle and he won't look back. He'll be taking that car all the way down that Renegade Race Fuels lane. He's chasing that 373 at the top of the qualifying list with the Nitro Hemi-powered Fiat AA fuel altered. We're ready. Whoa, using up a lot of that left side lane. He has to get out of the throttle as it began to do what awfuls are prone to do, as he had that car going down that left side lane with a 101/60 foot, and shortly thereafter began to spin a little bit and start having to do that dirt track driving as the car wanted to kick it out. So he got off the throttle, kept it straight down the racetrack, and heads into the shutdown area, makes the curve at a safe speed. But that 566 gets him a number, but not nearly the number that he's going to run tomorrow. So the Nitro Madness car experiencing a little trouble out there about 120 feet for having to shut that baby off. So race fans, we have got a few more cars left to do in this first qualifier for DMP Awning Nitro Chaos. You are welcome to hang around at the conclusion of tonight's qualifying. In fact, if you wanted to come out and walk on the racetrack and see what it feels like when a fully prepped racetrack looks like, feels like, smells like, all the sensations that you get here at Eddyville Raceway Park, you're welcome to do that. And when we conclude Nitro Chaos qualifying, that will do it for tonight. But you do get the chance to hang around, meet people, talk to some folks, pick up your hero cards, get some of that 2025 swag and that 2025 60th anniversary event gear from Eddyville Raceway Park, as we have brought you a full round of funny car qualifying and nitro qualifying, plus a lot of exhibition tonight with our small tire farm truck and Asian versus the armless Archer in the top Sportsman Camaro. Great side-by-side action and Victory Performance Nostalgia Super Stock, plus a lot of test and tune from the Sportsman categories that are going to be running for the loot coming up tomorrow and Sunday, as we have two more big days here at Eddyville Raceway Park with Twisted Shifters and 360 Steel bringing you Chaos in the Cornfield. Next up, we're going to have the A-Fuel Dragster out of Chickasha, Oklahoma, driven by Paul Schultz from Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's a fuel-injected, small-block Chevy-powered slingshot dragster called the Nitro Monkey. They will be one of the first cars to fire up in the high noon warm-up chaos tomorrow, as they are pitted down there very close to the staging lanes. They will be one of the first cars to light up. So they have no supercharger on this car. It's fuel injection only, and it's 330 plus cubic inches of small block Chevy burning about 95% nitromethane. Rick Taylor, the owner-operator of this car. Paul Schultz, who used to run the Spirit of Tulsa Nitro Nostalgia Dragster, AA fueler, has moved over into the seat. Rick Taylor used to do the driving and the tuning. It was quite a lot to take care of, so he turned the driving duties over to his friend from Tulsa, Paul Schultz. And the Nitro Monkey having some good races in 2024. It's going to be Anthony Whitfield from Elk City, Kansas with the Mighty Mouse 23T. The small block Chevy with the supercharger is going to be trying on this left side of the racetrack in the AA fuel altered. Fire's lit, and here we go. They're coming into the water. Paul Schultz will make sure that he takes it easy stopping that car. Don't want to make sure that the fuel doesn't get away from the fuel pickup. When that happens, sometimes these cars will lose fire. Paul Schultz, a veteran slingshot driver from a long way back, does the job correctly, gets the car to a safe, smooth stop, moves it into the reverse gear, and heading this way. As he will have a solo shot, it appears, as something goes wrong with the Mighty Mouse supercharged small block Chevy, and they shut it off. So Paul Schultz in Rick Taylor's Nitro Monkey. Wound up with enough success last year that they decided to pursue the championship in 2025, and they are planning to be at all the races, which works well for me. Been seeing these guys race since the days of the SHRA back in Texas and Oklahoma. Rick has continued to pursue straight line racing with a nitro burning small block Chevy. Easier on the budget that way. Whoa, still spinning those tires out there. And Paul Schultz gathers it up and eases across the finish line. As they were unable to grab the racetrack completely, they do get a number on the board, 765, 61 miles an hour. Not nearly the number they were looking for, but there is tomorrow, and should be some great performances tomorrow. Looks like we have got the Bushwhacker coming your way. Past champion at the World Fuel Altered Nationals. Past champion 3 times in Outlaw Fuel Altered Association racing. Jody Austin has turned over the driving duties to his son Cody Austin. And they're going to be firing that baby up here in just a few moments. So the number 1 qualifying elapsed time so far, 3.73 seconds, belongs to the Frantic Fueler. As they came out and showed that there is a way down this racetrack in a hurry and under 3.8 seconds, and they are sitting on top of the list with a great run. Big Inch Hemi providing the motivation for the Bushwhacker AA Fuel Altered. Behind the Butterflies, suited up and ready to go, it's A Cubed. It's A Cubed. Yeah, 3rd generation Nitro racer. His granddaddy, Raymond Austin, was one of the pioneers in top fuel racing back in the 1960s. That's A. Jody Austin, his son, A Squared, got multiple championships in multiple organizations. He's been driving this car for several years, and he hands it off to his son, Cody Austin. That's A Cube. So Austin going under the lights at one of the places everybody loves to be. Whether you're watching or whether you're racing, the place to be, Eddyville, America. And Chaos in the Cornfield, first round qualifying. It's going to be A Cubed bringing that Bushwhacker machine up for a run. Looks like they're taking the tower side and the Renegade Race Fuels lane. Fire's lit. Father points to his son and says, bring it on up. My goodness, that was a heck of a burnout right there. Just in case you weren't paying attention, I bet you are now. My word. A Cube ready to go. Gets the car in the reverse gear. Idles that baby back this direction. This racing team does some innovative things. Showed up at the championship banquet for Outlaw Fuel Altered, and Cody comes over and says, hey, you want to do this deal? I said, what's this deal? He said, it's a virtual reality. And they had filmed in 360 degrees the virtual reality experience of this machine going down the track at Havana Mid-States Dragway with the Nitro Chaos event in 2024. So I put on the virtual reality headgear, took a ride down the track in the altered. That was way cool. Gotta tell you, get a chance to do that, you don't want to miss it. Cody Austin hits the throttle and instant tire smoke. So unfortunately a recurring theme here on Friday night under the lights. So Cody keeps it on his side of the stripe and will get a number. That number is a coasting 27.2 miles an hour. So not exactly the most exciting run you'll see this weekend, but you get the idea that the nitro fumes are going to be in the air. We're going to have cars going down the racetrack side by side. There's 2 rounds of qualifying tomorrow. Now make sure that you come out early and get your spot saved, and go by and check everybody out on Funny Car Alley and Nitro Alley. Go by and see Farm Truck Asian and the Armless Archer. Pick up all those free items that you can and support the teams that you want to with merchandise sales. It'll help them get to the next race, and it certainly is a big deal to them. Then at high noon, it's going to be warm-up chaos as we will go through the pits from one end to the other, and the teams will fire up their cars. It's going to be a blast. If you experienced it 2 years ago, you already know what I'm talking about. But if you didn't, you are definitely going to enjoy the experience. So feel free to hang around here tonight at Eddyville Raceway Park as we will be taking down the electronics and shutting things down. But these race crews are camped out here for the weekend. If you want to enjoy some visitation, we invite you, encourage you to go ahead and do that. So for all of us at Chaos and at Eddyville Raceway Park, I want to remind you that there are things that you need to be aware of. Gotcha, and we have got some housekeeping to let you know about. Racers, if your trash receptacles are full and they need to be emptied, those will be picked up at 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So if you've got those filled up, push them over by the road so they're easy for our crews to get to. And we'll have those emptied for you. Race fans, thanks for being out here tonight. We look forward to seeing you for tomorrow's racing. Warm-up chaos at high noon. Qualifications begin at 2 o'clock. We'll have cars going down the racetrack before that, but pro qualifying first session will be at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So have a good night's rest. Be safe on your way home. Be safe on your way back with your friends. Let's pack this place out. Enjoy the second annual Twisted Shifterz 360 Steel Chaos in the Cornfield, presented by Stanky Motorsports. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
There are innovators, and there are duplicators. Your engine knows the difference. Comp Cam's camshafts are always original designs. From precision engineering to premier manufacturing and unrivaled testing again and again by the most advanced engineering team and equipment in the industry. Buy the original, not an imitation. Copies might look the part, but horsepower doesn't lie. Comp Cams, no comparison.
Check out Twisted Shifterz for the largest selection of made in the USA custom shift knobs and adapters. Made for muscle cars, old and new, hot rods to race cars, and for the big rigs. With our original shift toppers adapter for the air shifters to use any threaded shift knob like the old days. Add custom lettering and logos to make it your own custom shift knob. TwistedShifters.com. We are made in America and we ship worldwide.
Taylor Motorsports Products is your first stop for quality safety equipment for your car or your driver. All of our safety equipment products are made in our facility in Albany, Oregon. From custom fit fire suits to racing seat belts, supercharger restraints, engine diapers, transmission blankets, and many other must-have items. Our racing history runs deep. We are racers building the finest safety equipment for racers. And we're a proud supporter of the Chaos.
For over 40 years, Mile High Crankshafts, located in Denver, Colorado, has provided the highest quality crankshaft repair and modification services available and serves all forms of motorsports competition. Whether a precision grind or repair from a catastrophic failure, Mile High Crankshafts understands the attention to detail required to maintain the integrity demanded by high-performance engine builders. Just ask Bill Bernard, driver of the Grinder Funny Car. Call us today at 303-781-6764. Find us on Facebook or visit www.milehighcranks.com.